Good afternoon, I hope that you're doing well. It's Friday, I've just had lunch, and I haven't filmed much over the past couple of weeks. I just have like a couple of bits of footage here and there. I've been drawing a bit, and I know I recorded some of that, but I thought I would come say hi. I'm gonna film over the weekend because it's my birthday on Sunday, and so I just want to kind of have a little bit of that celebration documented. I'm going out for dinner tonight and tomorrow, and then we're celebrating with my grandma's on Sunday, so there's going to be a little bit of footage about that coming up, but I thought I would just say hi, but also show you a little bit of the progress I've been making on the knitting projects. I filmed a weekend a couple of weeks ago when I was still home after the Easter holidays, and I think back then I showed the black top that I just finished. I was working on the little red ruffle top, which is very nearly finished, and then I was also working on my grandma's vest, which is also very nearly finished. So this week has really just been about trying to finish things up, because I have like 3 or 4 projects that are like 90% done that just need to be properly done, so I can get them off the needles and clear out my whips pile a little bit. So I thought I would quickly just show you where I've gotten with those, because I'm really happy with it. And also last weekend I started a new project because I went home with like 2 suitcases full of my winter clothes to swap them out for my summer clothes. Clearly it's been raining all week after that, and this morning was actually really, really cold. So that was not ideal, but still I didn't have any like extra space in my suitcases for my knitting project, so I didn't bring anything. But I received a Knitting for Olive yarn order over the week, and so I was able to start a new project with that, which is like my most anticipated knitting project for the summer, so I was very excited about that. So I'll talk about that very briefly too. I'm gonna film a knitting podcast episode I think next week, so if you want like more in-depth information, it'll be there. I'll just show things very briefly today. But this is where I'm at with the red top. It's very nearly finished. I just need to do the I-cord around the collar and then around the armholes. But I've blocked it already because the ruffle was sitting a bit weirdly before blocking, and I really wanted to see how it would look like when it was sitting properly, because I wanted to figure out whether I needed to buy more yarn so that I would have enough to do an I-cord edging around the bottom of the ruffle as well. I don't think I need to. I actually think it looks really cute. I had to like kind of pinch it in place when I was blocking it. I don't know if I'll have to do that every single time, but it's not rolling up a lot. It's not really rolling up much, and I think the ruffles look very neat. So I'm very happy with that. And I also managed to do, I do still have all of my ends to weave in, sorry about that, but I did manage to do the 2 different necklines. So I did a little bit of a lower square neckline at the front and a higher, it's still got that kind of square neckline shape at the back, and you can wear it both ways, but I don't know if you can tell, but because of the way that this just has the fabric connecting it, it cinches in a little bit more. And if you wear the top with like the higher neckline at the front, it gives a bit more of a, I don't know, like a round shape at the front. It comes in a little bit further, and I really don't like that look. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to reblock. I don't know if I'll reblock the whole thing. I might just reblock the back panel, and I'll pin it in place so it sits a little bit wider, just so it's the same width as the front basically, so it's a bit neater. But I am really happy with how it looks so far. I tried it on this morning, it's perfect. So I just need to do the I-cord on that. I don't have a lot of yarn left, but I think it's going to be enough. I hope so. Otherwise I'll go back to the yarn store on like Wednesday, because I think they do still have more. And then yesterday night I also finished the button band on my grandma's cardigan. I was working on the armhole edges all week. I think in the video, the last video where I showed this, I said I was going to do a double knit band for the front, and I decided against it in the end because I picked up stitches for it and I had so many stitches. And I have a couple of really busy weeks coming up with uni, and I just want to get this finished and get this to my grandma so she can wear it as the weather hopefully starts warming up. And I knew that that double knit button band was just going to take me forever. So I ended up going for what the pattern specifies, which is just ribbing, same as the armholes. And I think it turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. It looks very neat. It looks very coherent. I actually think it looks alright. I do think the double knitting would have probably looked neater, but I did do like proper tubular bind off everywhere, so the bind offs still look nice. The only thing that's missing now are the pockets, so I'm just gonna knit like squares with a little bit of ribbing at the top, and then I'm gonna, I think, mattress stitch them to the front of the cardigan. Well, it's not a cardigan, it's a vest. Still, I found a tutorial for it. And then I need to weave in all of my ends, but I was waiting to do that until I had all of the ribbing edges so that I can kind of hide the ends there, because cotton is not very forgiving for weaving in ends, I find. So that's the plan for that. And then I wanted to show you my new cast on for the weekend. I have worked on this a little bit over the week, but I've mainly been prioritizing those other projects really. But I did get some new yarn last week from Knitting for Olive. I ordered directly from the website because there's not really an in-person store kind of near me that sells it. So I got 3 of the Knitting for Olive merino in the black color, which I call licorice, and I'm gonna make, I think, a lace top with this. I'm thinking about making the Barbaro top. And then I got 3 of the cotton merino in the color Thundercloud, which is a really beautiful dark grey, kind of similar to the cardigan that I finished recently, maybe a little bit lighter, but not really. They look quite similar. And I am knitting the Mixed Rep Cami by Florence Miller, which was like the top that I was most excited to knit this summer. And I I'm kind of halfway, I think. I've joined underneath the arms and I've started working some of the waist shaping, and I think it's looking so good. I'm gonna bring this home for the weekend to work on the train tonight as well, and then I'll probably do this and make the pockets. I think that'll be kind of the weekend goal. So that's where I'm at with things. It's been going pretty well. I've also been doing a little bit of drawing, but I'm trying to figure like how I want to pull some things together, because I had an idea for a small zine that I wanted to make. I don't think it's going to be anything that I necessarily share. It's more something that I just wanted to make for myself. It's a little zine based on a poem that I really like from the film Kill Your Darlings, and I had an idea for the layout and a couple of the drawings, and I've been working through some of them, but I haven't really been able to sit down and scan all of them and try to kind of pull them together into an actual zine. So I might do that when the weather gets nicer, because the lighting's a bit terrible at the moment. It's just been raining for days on end. And the weather forecast just says it's going to be more and more rain. So I don't know when that's coming, but I will share kind of that bit of the process as well and show you the final results. But it's just been really nice to work on some of these drawings. You probably can't tell. I think they're quite blown out, but I've done some more pencil drawings. I've drawn with pencil recently, but I've just been doing a lot of ink flower drawings, and it's been nice to kind of switch it out a bit and go back to pencil. I think sometimes it's nice to just revisit an older medium that you're familiar with. Sometimes I just feel like getting back to watercolors for a couple of days, even though it's not necessarily something I want to get back to like full time with my art, quote unquote. But still, it's been nice to work on these. I have quite a collection of these like floral drawings at the moment. I have like a whole pile in my drawer, so it'd be nice to maybe actually make something with it at some point. I don't know, some sort of like sketchbook type of zine, I don't know, because for a long time I was working in sketchbooks, and at the moment I do have a sketchbook, but I don't really work in it, and I've just been enjoying working on like loose sheets of A5 paper, and I think it'd be nice to kind of collect them together a little bit again, and maybe do that in a way that allows me to like share it with you as well. So I don't know, we'll see where that goes, but just some thoughts. I'm gonna get back to knitting for a little while before I have to pack and go home, and then go out for dinner, but yeah, that's it for now. Hi again, I hope you're well. It's Wednesday morning. I've had a bit of a busy start to my week. I had a couple of lab practicals, so I've been getting home quite late in the evenings, and it's also just been raining for a couple of weeks, so it's not been very conducive to filming. But you will have seen a little bit about my weekend. I went out for dinner a couple of times. I celebrated with family, with friends. We went out for dinner again yesterday. I don't have pictures of it yet. I'm going to print them out over this weekend. But again, I will have put in a couple of clips. So I had a really good time. I had a really good birthday. It was quiet but lovely and with the people that I wanted to spend time with, which was really, really nice. So I thought I would show you. I haven't shown much about my journal for a while, just because I've not been journaling much. I've really not been writing a lot. A lot of what's in this year's book is just pictures and ephemera, which I think is the most important thing to me. Like, the writing is not so important for when I look back at things. Like, I would rather have the pictures than have the writing. The pictures are much more evocative, and they're also, like, it's just nice in terms of like visual interest to be able to flip through the book and have it just be full of pictures. It's a lot harder to navigate it if it's just text. And I've been struggling to kind of keep up with the daily routine of writing, and so I just don't. I don't reach for it. I don't remember to do it, and so I'll write every once in a while, but I'm not like beating myself up for not keeping up with it. But I feel like because of that, it's maybe not as interesting to see, and there's not quite as much to talk about. I just print pictures that I take in my daily life. I bought myself some roses last week, so I put a petal in there. But I still thought I would show it for once. I printed out some pictures from dinner. I went out with Mallory for dinner on Friday. Funnily enough, both of my best friends' birthdays are like within 10 days of mine. So we went out for dinner on Friday, and then we went out for dinner again yesterday with Francesca to celebrate all of our birthdays. So that was really nice. So I printed out some pictures from that. I've not written about it yet. I might, because we had some really good food. So I just kind of want to mention that. And then I went out for dinner with my parents on Saturday. My dad found a really good vegetarian restaurant, which is not a very common thing, kind of not necessarily here in Turin, but where I am from, and so it was very much appreciated, and we had some really good food. So I wanted to print out all of the pictures of what we had, and the cake especially. It was so beautiful. Actually, it was a vegan restaurant, not a vegetarian restaurant, but I'm vegetarian. But it's like difficult to, like, oftentimes you'll go to a restaurant and there'll be like 2 options, so like I'll still be able to eat, but you know, selection will be very limited, so it was very much appreciated, and the food was so good. So I printed out a bunch of those photos. We also have a really cute picture of all of us together, but I'm waiting to stick that in because I also have a picture from the Sunday with my grandmother's, and so I'm probably going to do kind of a similar thing, and I'll paste it on the back of it and then do another like kind of tip it in as well. And then I wrote a bit about yesterday, but again actually this was Monday and then this is yesterday that I still have to write about, but I am gonna have to print out pictures for those. So, you know, there's not been much going on. I thought I would give you an update because again I haven't in quite a while, but it's just kind of what it's been like recently. I think I have some pictures in here that I haven't even really like stuck in. That there will be periods where I write in a bit more, but I don't know, it kind of depends, and that's okay. So that's it for that really. Today I'm home from uni. I do technically have lectures, but I'm not going because I need to spend a day just working on my bioinformatics class. I'm not behind on anything, but I just need a day where I can go through all of the exercises and like kind of make a specific file with all of the exercises, so it'll be a lot easier to study from. So I'm gonna probably spend all day doing that, and then tomorrow I have lectures and I have a practical, and then we have, so the campus where I'm in for my master's degree, organizes a yearly party, and that's tomorrow. I've never had anything like that. They didn't do it where I was for my bachelor's, and so we're going, and then I'm gonna be staying at a friend's, and then we're going back to lectures on Friday, and then I'll probably spend Friday running some errands, and then I have knitting night. And then on Saturday I'm going to the International Book Fair with a friend from uni, which is very exciting because, well, my plan was, because it's a 5-day event, so I wanted to do, like, they have a 5-day pass, and I wanted to get there and go every day and listen to some talks and really explore it, because it's so big you can't really see it very well in a day. But so much has come up that I'm not going to be able to do that. But I'm still going to be able to go with a friend on the Saturday. So at least there's that. I don't really need books. I bought some a while back, and I've not worked my way through all of those yet. I also have, on Friday when I'm running errands, I need to remember to go to the bookstore because I have a free book for my birthday. So, you know, I'll get one there, but I don't know. I'm not necessarily going to buy books. I'm more going to for just kind of the environment and to explore. So that'll be nice. And then I'm home on Sunday. So still a busy rest of the week, but today is going to be just a very quiet day. I'm not going out. I'm just going to be working on uni stuff. My plan is also to finish my cami. I don't know where I was with it the last time I showed it to you, and I don't want to kind of get the needles clanking about everywhere, but I'm basically done with it. I just need to add a little bit more length to the bottom, but I'm at the length that the pattern tells me to knit it to, but it's still a little bit cropped for me. I just want it to be a little bit longer. So, and I have like this much yarn attached to it left, so I might just finish this and then bind off, or do a little bit less. I don't know, I'll try it on because I haven't yet, and then I might start another cami, so we'll see. So that's kind of just a plan for the day. Finished mixed rib cami. I finished it yesterday night. The I-cord edge was surprisingly easy to make. I started working on the I-cord for the red ruffle top that I have been making, and I used a different technique for that, which a lot of people seem to kind of like. I found a lot of tutorials for that on YouTube, but Florence recommended a different method for, like, in the pattern for the mixed rib cami, and I like that way better. I found it a lot easier on my hands and a lot more enjoyable to knit. So I think I'm gonna try, because I've only done one armhole I-cord for that top, so I think I'm gonna try to do the neckline and the other armhole with Florence's method, and then if it looks different from the other one, I'll just rip out the first one that I did and redo it, because I'm not about to like do the other two with the DPNs method again because it really made my hands hurt and I do not want that. But I'm so happy with the fit of this, with the way that it turned out. The neckline is stunning. I'm definitely going to make another one. I would cast on another one like today, but I don't have yarn for it. Or well, technically I do, but I want to make a different top with it. I am probably going to order some more knitting for all of yarn soon. But before I do that, because when I placed my knitting for olive yarn order, I got 3 balls of the cotton merino in this dark grey colour, which I think is Thundercloud, and then I got 3 balls of the merino in black, which I think they call Licorice. I'm gonna cast this on today because I only have like about an hour before I have to have lunch and head off to uni. So realistically, not enough time to get started with anything else. So I'm gonna cast on the Barbaro top. I will talk more in depth about it in a knitting podcast episode. I'm going to film that on Friday if everything goes well. But I'm planning on making some modifications to it because for the way that the pattern is written, it's meant to have like a flared bottom edge and I don't like that. I just want it to be like kind of fit very similar to this where it's just sort of straight down. I did work some waist decreases for this. I'm not going to do it for the Barbaro blouse or the Barbaro top. The blouse is the long sleeve version, just because with the lace pattern it would be difficult to do, but I think it'll be fine. But I just don't want to fit loosely at the bottom. But I want to see how I feel about the merino because I feel pretty good about the cotton merino for the summer. It feels okay. It's quite a warm day today. It's probably like 25 degrees at least. So I think it'll be fine. But I don't know about the actual merino. Because it is still wool. So I wanted to try it out with like a lacy top to see how I felt about it because there's a lot of colours that I like in the merino that they don't make in the cotton merino, black being one of them. Like with the cotton merino, the only colours that I would realistically get are the cream or the undyed, and then maybe they make a dark green, but I'm not sure, and that's it. In the merino they have like a nice Bordeaux, and another like light warm toned brown like caramel type colour, which I think is called dark cognac, and I really like that. So before I order those, I want to try out the actual merino and make sure that like it is fine for me for summer camis, so that I don't just order a bunch of yarn in summer camis quantities that I then can't use for like a winter garment, that I then can't actually use for a summer garment as well because it'll just be too warm. So I'm gonna cast that on today and then I'm assuming it'll take a couple of weeks to work up. I also just wanted to quickly show you because I realized it, like I didn't buy the yarn in this color on purpose. I just bought the yarn in this color because I wanted the black and they didn't have it. But I realized that it's basically the same color as my Celine cardigan and my Sporty Knit skirt, and like they look so cute together. It's like a matching set. What a coincidence. I guess I have a colour palette, which, you know, to no one's surprise, I'm always wearing black. So this is really cool because it'll just be a really nice match with it. I haven't tried it on with a skirt yet, but I think it'll look so cute. The only thing is that it might be a bit difficult to pair like seasonally because the cardigan, like the cardigan and the skirt I've knit in the same yarn, which is a wool alpaca blend, but I feel like the cardigan is a bit more, like you throw it on, you take it off, like it's a bit, if you get warm, you can take it off, it's fine in the summer as well. The skirt, obviously, is not that kind of garment, and so I feel like it'll probably be too warm to wear in the spring, and, well, in the spring it's been great, but like kind of late spring, and then the real heat of summer, it'll probably be too warm to wear. Which is fine, but I'm hoping I'll get like at least an occasion to pair them together. I'll try it on in a second, because I think they will be such a cute outfit. Anyways, I'll stop rambling about knitting. I might actually get a bit of time to draw as well. I think I'm going to take like 15 minutes to do a little sketch, and then I'll cast on the Barbaro top. I think that's a good plan, and then I'll have lunch and head off to uni for the rest of the day. you.